meet you.
Hi.
So,
It's nice to meet you.
Really, I'm really very happy. And in the name of all of the fans here.
Okay, that's very, very flattering. Thank you.
It's normal. I mean, it's not the first time for you in Paris.
No, I actually live here now.
You live here.
Yeah.
Because it's a great city that you live in.
Yeah, absolutely. It was, but it's more of. I came here for my girlfriend, you know, like, and I've been building a life here for the past couple of years. Yeah, and it's one of those cities that it moves at my pace. It moves at my speed, and it's got everything that I need.
That you're looking for.
Yeah, and if I move away from here, I will be very sad one day. But for the moment, it's perfect. You know, I absolutely love it. I adore it.
So you found your home?
My home, yeah, exactly, yeah. It feels like home. More like home than probably anywhere I've lived, at least, you know, for so many years, you know.
That's funny.
Yeah, you know how it is, you know, when you grow up somewhere and then you outgrow it, you know, you ever had that feeling?
Not yet.
Well, some people do, a lot of people do. And Liverpool, where I come from, is such an amazing city, and it's got so much going for it, you know. I mean, ever since I left, especially as well,
right.
you know, it's just absolutely vibrant and in the culture and art and music and film, theatre and everything really. And it's a big party city. You've got a huge sporting population as well. It's an amazing place, you know.
Right.
Live music every night of the week. It's a cool place, but it's one of those places that I don't know. I just kind of outgrew it, you know. Just needed to get away.
So tell me, Vincent, how do you want to make this concert on the 2nd of May? How do you want it to make it special?
A celebration. I think it should be I think personally, it should be us reacquainting ourselves with everybody again, with all of these new songs.
Yes.
But I think to make a mix as well, like of different albums and that kind of thing.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think so because it's very soon after it's released. It's only a couple of weeks or if that.
It's very fresh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's not a lot of time for people to absorb the record, and I think it would be better to, for now at least anyway, just play a big mix, say hi to everybody, have an amazing night. Amplifier are going to be there as well, so that's going to be doubly, you know, cool and intense experience for everyone.
So you're celebrating the fact that you're living.
Yeah, exactly, and because we're only going to one city per country.
Yeah, I saw
you know what I mean? It's kind of just
very special for each country.
Yeah, it's like a little short thing. And then later in the autumn, because of course that we're doing a full European tour in the autumn, this is our plan, we can go into something that's a little bit more conceptual at that point, you know.
Right.
So people have had more time to sit with the record and
study it.
Yeah, absorb it, get to know the lyrics and you can get to feel it. And then we could play the whole thing from start to finish.
Right.
That kind of thing. But I think for the moment, we still may do that. We still may play all the songs, maybe not in order. We'll see. We're going to get together in the rehearsal studio in about 2 weeks' time.
Okay. And
then we'll see from there, really, how we want to do it. Right. But that's my idea for the beginning. I think it just should be a kind of celebration.
That's great.
A mix.
That's great. I have a question for your new album. It has some kind of elements of hope at some moments.
Yeah.
How do you share this hope with the people that lost it?
Well, we're not trying to tell them what to think, you know. We're
Right.
trying to tell them that they should have hope. That's the difference. How do you share it? I mean, it depends, you know. I mean, you have to look a little bit deeper into our things, you know. Sometimes when something's in a major key, but you can hear the song build in a certain amount of intensity, you know it's not all light, you know, that you're hearing. And similarly, or equally, if a song starts off very, very dark and builds even more and more intensity into that darkness, it doesn't feel all melancholic anymore. There's something else to it.
You say, it's multidimensional.
It's multidimensional. And I think sometimes within each song can be multidimensional.
Exactly.
And you have to dig a little bit further.
Right.
If you take it on face value and you think, okay, this song's in a major key, it's a happy song.
Right.
Then you're not looking deep enough. It's not all about life. Isn't always as easy as that.
No, absolutely.
Is it really?
I think we all are living in the same.
and sometimes in this music, and as being as objective as I possibly can, I see a lot of builds in this music, in each song particularly,
right.
and a different flow of
feelings and sentiments.
Yeah, and it doesn't really seem to be either light or either dark.
It's both.
Sometimes it's both, and sometimes
right.
it's neither.
Right.
It's being pulled in different directions.
Yes.
So just like anything in life, it's multi-dimensional emotions, multi-dimensional people making it.
So with their systems, what are your plans for this album to make it a special album, given it's the last baby? So
yeah, I think it's now taken on a life of its own.
Right.
And I'm going to see how people react even further to it when it's actually released. Even though most people have heard it already, might be a different story attached to that, but like we won't go into that one.
I had the chance to listen to it.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's fair enough.
Very nice. Very nice.
Cool. I don't know, man. I think I'd like to do something, especially live. It's we play the whole thing from start to finish.
The album itself.
Yeah. We
Great.
did that with Here Because We're Here too, and I think we should do that.
Definitely.
For this one too. It feels like one of those.
That's a concept too.
Yeah. It feels like because when I listen to this record, it's 55 minutes long, but it feels like less.
This is what I felt
You know what I mean?
yesterday.
Yeah.
It felt like more half an hour album
Yeah.
than an hour, because I just sat and listened to it, and it went smoothly. So it was very nice to.
I think it would be great at any point in the set, and
Right.
we'll see if we want to do it at the beginning or in the middle or the end or wherever. But I don't know. It's going to be great to play live in one
Definitely.
sequence from start to finish.
Yeah, it would be some kind of a trip to share with the fans.
Yeah,
and
the same way We're Here Because We're Here was,
Yeah.
And with us now having 9 albums, we've got a huge set to play. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I have a question about that.
Yeah.
But I would like to go further into feelings.
Yeah.
You're 3 brothers in the band.
Yeah. And we're a brother and sister aside from that. John and Lee are brother and sister too.
Oh, great.
The drummer and his sister.
Okay.
And we've known them all of our lives. We grew up together as childhood.
Yeah.
So for me, it kind of feels like John's my brother as well.
How
and
do you
Lee's my
go
sister.
all on the same wavelength? Your brothers and sisters in
You
the
just
music.
grow up together,
Did you grew up through fights too, I guess, through separation
Fights?
and then coming back together?
Yeah.
Does music reunite you?
Yeah, kind
Obviously.
of. Yeah, but I think the bond is always there before the music.
It's
in a sense
larger
that
than
the music. Yeah, the music comes out of the bond. Rather than
That's
the other way
nice.
around.
That's very nice.
This is my family, but I really do consider John and Lee to be as much my siblings as Jamie and Danny.
Okay.
In a certain way, yeah, absolutely.
Because you share.
I've shared my life with them,
That's nice.
And a bizarre story about that is apparently I wasn't even supposed to meet John. When I was about 10, 11 years old or something, I was supposed to go to a different school, and in the end, I got sent to this school, and I was sat next alphabetically by the teachers to John Douglas. So that was a pure chance thing.
That's not a coincidence then, it was destiny. It was
Okay.
made to...
Well then, what are the chances though of basically finding your best friend that you're going to spend the rest of your life with,
life. That's very
incredible,
nice.
huh?
So I have another question towards feelings again. For you, which is the album that really demonstrates the lowest depth of melancholy
That we've done?
in your 9 albums?
Probably the lowest depths. I think it's got to be. It's probably alternative 4.
Right.
But then there's certain moments on A Natural Disaster that have that too. It's in between those two, really.
Is there one that you particularly feel...
I would say there's probably certain songs, that almost feel. But there's usually some kind of light in there somewhere. But occasionally we've done things that are all dark, and that's
Exactly.
and we're still doing that now, though. You listen to A Lost Child now.
Yes.
It's probably one of the darkest things we've ever done in terms of.
How this darkness comes to you?
It's just always there, It's
I
part
know,
of
I
who you
know.
are,
You don't ask yourself why, it just comes naturally.
It's part of something you have to go through, You have to deal with it,
Right.
it depends whether you want to ignore it or not.
Or
I mean, you still have it, you know.
So you choose this path of...
Well, sometimes it's easier to put it into music and to get it out at least through a certain... but it never really goes away.
So it's all about, not all about, but some of the elements are ephemeral, right? So how do you keep on going? What influences you to keep on going?
Because there's never any end to your expression. There's never any end to you as a human being. In fact, the more you grow as a human being, there's more to express.
The limits are always easier to push further, I guess.
Yeah, because once you've done something, you've done it. And you
Right.
move further with everything you've learned from that experience.
Right.
Just the same as anything in life. And if you're creating a new piece of music, then it's come from all of your experiences in the past.
Right.
They've all led up to that point. And then you do that, and then that's done then. And then that becomes part of your previous experiences. And then you're somewhere else, and you're somewhere new, and you're somewhere new, and you're somewhere new. And it's like just opening a new door every single time.
That's nice.
That's the way it happens.
What are you expecting?
I try to be very realistic about what I consider to be to what we're doing. I'm a fierce critic of what we do, and I want to improve all the time, and to especially live and in the visual sense of the band. I think there's a lot we can do with that. I'm looking forward to finding the right kind of visual artist that we can work with.
You have definitely a visual art on your artwork.
Yeah, we do, and there's also a kind of a cinematic feel to some of our music as well.
Yes.
That it could actually lend itself quite well to soundscapes and to a soundtrack. And I don't know, I think it would work in both ways, that we could actually do some music for a filmmaker, or a filmmaker could do some film for our music,
So you're trying to go further than pushing the boundaries of music and trying to explore what you can do in film.
Yeah, I think it's it's an ambition of mine personally,
Right.
Whereas Danny is mainly all about music, but he has music comes to him sometimes in a completely visual form as well,
Because
like
it goes together.
in a dream, for example.
when-
So you can't leave that alone. If The Lost Child was inspired itself by a dream, you can't ignore that. You can't
Definitely.
you can't just have it as a piece of music, because it was actually more than that. It always was, So you have to at least try to make the full picture.
It went first from the pictures,
It came from a
then
dream, yeah.
gave a
Well,
song.
not just the music and the pictures came at the same time in a dream, both
in the same time.
in the middle of the night.
Yours,
Danny's,
Danny's.
but he woke me up with it.
That's nice.
He came to my room. We were
He
recording.
woke you up.
Yeah. Oh my God! I've just had this dream. It was
That's-
like this. This boy was singing this tune to me. We have to record it, so I'm getting up, gone. Okay, so get up, record it,
On the point.
put it down, write down the idea. Make sure you record the idea. Very important thing to remember if you're trying to create something like that. And then keep it, and sit with it, and allow it to breathe, and allow it to become what it eventually became. And musically, it's got there, but it needs that other side of it too, I think.
So you're not kids anymore. You
No.
have 9 albums behind you. How do you find yourself today? Do you like who you are now with your brothers?
I feel utterly different, even just a couple of years ago, though. I change all the time. If I look back at who I was when I was 18 or something, making 17 or 18, making the first music that we did, I recognise the music more than I recognise the person who was there.
Right. What you did.
Yeah, I don't really recognise
Then
myself.
who you are.
I
interesting.
know it was me, but I have memories, and I don't recognise that person very much. I changed a lot.
So you keep it somewhere in your mind.
Yeah, it's kind of I'm connected in the music somehow to that time. Like I said, I actually feel more connected to those melodies and those certain notes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Crestfallen and that.
Yeah.
I first listened to that. I get a certain feeling of how it was the first time I ever played that song,
Mm-hmm.
and the first time I ever heard it back. I get it. That feeling is more resonant to me
Yeah.
than even some of the experiences I was having with my family at that time. You know, for some reason it just, the music has stayed with me, but psychologically the other stuff is gone.
Like we've been through different skins, for example.
Almost, yeah.
What about tomorrow?
Well, immediately there's, you know, I have plans that I want to pursue with this band, and I also have some of my own plans that I want to pursue as well. And it's going to be a lot of work. It's never going to stop, really.
Right.
I've taken on a lot, and it's just there's no other way for it, really. I just have to keep going.
So you chose Paris?
Sorry?
You chose Paris?
Yeah, I did.
We're happy.
I love it, you know. I love it. I adore this place, you know. It's right for me. And I think over the course of the next few months, I'll be able to fully realise the musical and creative plans that I've got. And then come the autumn, when the band does this full European tour, I think we'll all get together and see, okay, well, what have we all got, like, between us? And how quickly do you want to do the next one? Or in fact, do we want to do something in the interim between now and the next album, which is also a possibility.
Maybe you can all have your own quantity of liberty and
Yeah, we always have that.
have a private life too, I guess.
Yeah, we always have that.
It's
Yeah,
important
true.
to have that.
Yeah, absolutely. But we've always got one eye on the next thing that we're going to do together too, you know. So
Right.
it's never stops, really, you know. Always thinking about that.
I have a last question, and then I think we're done,
Okay,
because I don't want to take much of your time. And
that's okay. Yeah.
so, can you tell me about your dream of happiness? One of the dreams, or the dream of happiness for you that you would like one day to
I don't
see.
think there is an ultimate happiness. If anything, I already have it.
Great.
Yeah.
That's good to
Or
know.
at least a certain amount of contentment, you know. But I don't think there is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to finish by saying that the lyrics are always such an inspiration to lots of people here.
Thank you.
Some kind of
Humbled.
refuge.
Really,
Yes.
wow.
I grew up with lots of people into your kind of music, so it's just wonderful to see your band and you always evolve and grow, because we are growing together.
Yeah, I
we are
guess so,
sharing
you know,
things
yeah.
together, and
Yeah,
we wish you the best.
that's beautiful. Thank you very
And
much.
I'll see you on the 2nd of May.
All right, cool.
So have a great tour.
Thank you very
Enjoy
much.
it.
Merci.
And merci à toi.
Cool.
And
À la prochaine.
yes.
And I feel like I